What's up guys, Lord Senno here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some more Deepwoken leaks that came out from today, and also I'll be breaking down some important info that Raguza gave away over at Twitter. So if you guys haven't seen my last video, basically Deepwoken testers have been posting lots of images about the game recently. Yesterday's video covered most of the leaks, but there are also some more that came up today, so I want to show you guys those first. Now, as you guys may know, I'm not the biggest fan of Felinors. I think they're okay. But the Black Felinor race, in my opinion, is one of the most drippiest race variants in the game. I believe we've only seen one tester use this race variant in the past leaks, so it's pretty nice to see this resurface again. Next, I want to shout out Nano Prodigy, because this is arguably the most drippiest Deepwoken fit I think I've seen. He's got the Lightborn wristbands, the Assassin's Creed mask, a really dope coat, and a ring around his hand. This next picture is from Salim, and it looks to be like some massive monster. There's a strange white orb floating in the air, and judging by the atmosphere and the size of the enemy, it's safe to assume that this is a boss. This next picture is of an Adretian, and he appears to be wielding a trident on his back. This is a variant of the spear, and it's cool that this is in the game. There's not much to say about this next image, just a pretty drippy dude with a scimitar that they're holding in the two-hand stance. The next couple of images are of Gremors. So the Gremors are a nomad tribe, which is why they're hanging out next to the campfire and next to the tents. What's interesting is the picture on the right. The Gremor is creating potions, and they appear to be in some kind of a laboratory, sort of like the construct place from Rogue Lineage. That whole aesthetic doesn't seem to make sense in Deepwoken, which is a game that's really meant to be set in the olden days. I speculate for that reason that this place probably has some lore significance. Alright, those are all the image leaks. Now let's go on to what Ragoozer has said. First, someone asked Raguza whether it will be hard to find your friends on release, and Raguza says that currently you'll have to find your friends even though you spawn on different islands, but he might make it in the future so that you can pick your spawn. It also confirms the fact that once you know the map, it's pretty easy to travel around, sort of like Rogue Lineage. Next, Raguza is asked whether there'll be vanity slots, and so vanity slots are basically like when you have an OP armor but it doesn't look that good, you can take the appearance of a different armor and keep the stats of the OP armor and sort of merge them together. This system might be in the game later on, but it won't be on release, so if you find a good armor that you think looks bad, you'll just have to suck it up. Next, Raguza is asked whether you can be in multiple guilds on one account, so for different character slots, and he says that you can only be in one guild for each account, but this may change in the future. In a tweet, Raguza mentions spellmaking, and he says that the system has changed completely since they've last revealed it, and you don't get to make them directly anymore. He also mentions that Deepwoken has changed a lot during its development process, and he wants to talk about this after release. In a follow-up tweet, Raguza clarifies on the spellmaking thing. He mentions that the editing system is the same, so you'll still be able to customize your spells in the same way, but the way that you obtain the spells is completely different. When asked about how the development process is going, Raguza says it's going really good. He's just adding a bit more content, gonna add wave 1, which is the final test wave. He's gonna try to get rid of any potential bugs during the test, and overall he's pretty optimistic that they've made something that he's proud of, and he's happy to get it out. Next, Moyoto, the owner of Jigen, which is an upcoming game that looks really promising that you guys should go and check out, says that it's fun to find stuff in a game by yourself. Raguza agrees with this, but he says that he's worried people will sail off to the Void Sea and be eaten by a sea monster. We've never heard of or seen the Void Sea before, but I'm assuming it's just going to be like a boundary across the map, and if you go past it then you get destroyed by a sea monster. In a follow-up tweet, Raguza says that he can almost guarantee that new players will be eaten alive or stomped during their first playthrough. We don't know much about monsters in Deepwoken. I'm assuming that monsters are going to be a pretty huge part of the game. Okay, now Raguza goes on to talk a little bit more about spell creation, and he says that the customization aspect of spell making is still there, but you don't obtain the mantras in the same way. The thing is, we don't know what mantras are, we've never even heard of this before. I did a theory video on spell creation, but seeing this integral piece of information that Raguza just mentioned, my theory was most definitely wrong. If you recall, in an earlier tweet, Raguza says that you don't make spells outright anymore, which means that you can't choose or make spells directly. My guess is that the mantras are the things which determine your spells. This is likely given to you on spawn, and you can probably obtain more of these as you progress through NPC drops and stuff like that. The mantras probably serve as foundations for the spells, and as for spell customization, I'm gonna guess that that has to do with the sparks and cores, but again, I could be wrong. Next, Raguza mentions that the tester Terrablocks has progressed over 50 characters. This just goes to show how fun Deepwoken is. Someone who probably values their time quite a lot is playing the game this much. They probably are having a lot of fun doing it, and it just shows that the replayability is there, and you can keep on playing the game for as long as possible, and you probably won't get bored. Finally, Raguza clarifies that the Deepwoken demo, if it ever comes out, will be after release, and the reason for this is because he doesn't have time to work on one right now. Deepwoken is just around the corner, guys. I don't know how many times I've said that, but this time it's actually true. We've been waiting for 2 years, and the game is set to release sometime in December. It's honestly just incredibly surreal how far we've all come as a community, and how far this channel has come as well. Like, the only reason I'm at the place I am right now is because of the hype for Deepwoken. I can't wait until we all get to play the game, and we can finally see if our expectations meet the reality of the game, and I think they will. Just stay positive, keep on attending school, play games, talk to your friends. My point is, try not to have an identity crisis, because Deepwoken is finally here. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.